Hello friends, today we are going to discuss about blastocyst development. So how an embryo is developed in blastocyst and little bit about culture media. Next please. So how do the embryos grow from day 1 onwards? In the last lecture we have discussed how the embryos or the oocyte from oocyte to fertilization to zygote and how do we screen. So on day 1 you have seen zygote screening. Now it is day 2. Day 0 is the day of pickup when we retrieve the oocyte, that is called day 0. Day 1 is the fertilization day. Day 2 is the day when there is a cleavage stage embryo. So it is day 2 we are supposed to see 4 cell embryos. So on the morning of day 2, what you are expecting in a dish, you go to the lab, you take out the dish, and what is in your mind? You want to see all the oocytes which you have inseminated, they must be having good 4 cell good quality embryo. So that is it. Some clinics perform day 2 transfer. There was a time when a lot of clinic used to transfer early. So on day 2 they will transfer 2 or 3 embryos, and that's how they used to work. Those days, it's a old one, we used to transfer day 3. So whenever there is a choice between day 2 and day 3, we should always try to transfer to day 3, because till day 2 the whole development from the oocyte to day 2 embryo 4 cell stage, that is under control of the maternal genomes. So the maternal genomes are dominantly controlling the development. And from day 2 to day 3, when 4 cell to 8 cell transformation happens, the genetic control is from maternal towards parental. That means now maternal as well as paternal, father and mother, who both genes, they take control of the embryo. And that's why day 3 embryo, when they are good, that means that genetic constituents of that embryo is supposed to be good. So longer the in vitro culture, more chances of embryo arrest again. That is again the problem. But nowadays the culture conditions are so good, the media are so optimized. We have now CO2 incubators. Now we have triple gas where oxygen concentration is really low in this ideal environment. So we can nowadays culture the embryos till day 5 blastocyst. Next please. So day 2 embryo, you have now, there is a chance that you have 5 4 cell embryos, and your doctor say, okay, today you are supposed to do the embryo transfer. You have to choose 2 embryos. I want to transfer 2 good quality embryos. So how will you find out that 2 good quality embryos? For that, so there are actually 4 cells. Each cell is called blastomere. So they have to be equal size. 4 cell has to be there. Size and shape has to be equal. The fragmentation, what is fragment? Basically all the extrudate part of the cytoplasm, it is called fragment. So less fragmentation, very less fragmentation, less than 10-20%, or no fragmentation. Equal size blastomere, 4 in number, and each is going to have 1 nucleus in it. If you really try to focus that cytoplasm of that blastomere, you can see nucleus in it. So that is the best. Now 20 to 30% fragmentation is okay, but important thing, the size and shape of that blastomere has to be intact. They should be round, and the size even should not be lot disturbed. Like one is big and one is small, then it's a bad. Like this. You can see here, these are the bad embryos where the size is very unequal and the fragmentation is more. And the last grade is where you hardly see the cytoplasm of the blastomere, and mainly there are fragments. So the best quality are these 2, where equal size, 4 in number, blastomere, equal size and shape, fragmentation 10 to 20%, and each cell or blastomere is going to have 1 nucleus in it. Next please. Next please. So these are the expected time of, so day 2, day 3. I mean, we should not be going a lot in detail in this. Next please. So day 2 morning you have checked there are 4 cell embryos. Again you are going to put back your dish in it. Now if you have more, what will you do? Like more embryos are there, you are culturing, you want to culture them till late. So the next day, day 3 morning, when you will come, you will take out the dish. What you will be expecting to see is 8 cell embryos. You can see from 4 cell it has become 8 cells. So 1, 2, 3, if you really count, there are 8 blastomeres, equal in size, shape, very less fragmentation, and almost each is going to have 1 nucleus in it. Here again you can see it is 8 cell embryo, but little bit of fragmentation is there. That's why the clarity of the blastomere is there. But still, looking at the embryo, both are good quality 8 cell embryos. Next please. Now, what happens from day 3 when a lot of 8 cells are there? They are all going to have a cytoplasm and the wall covering it. Now what happens? All the walls that breaks down and all the cytoplasm merges as the embryo progress from day 3 to day 4. So again, all the cytoplasm of 8 cell, it has got mixed. You cannot differentiate the blastomeres. This is called compaction. Compaction means all the cell wall breaks and all the cytoplasm gets together. It gets compacted. At this stage, it is difficult to take out the cell because they are tightly adherent to each other. And this is the stage usually what happens in natural fertilization. The oocyte is fertilized in the later part of the tube. From that, it travels for 2 days or 3 days, and on this day, on late day 3 or day 4, when it becomes morula, it comes in the uterine cavity. So from the tube, it comes in the uterine cavity, and then it develops further. Now this is day 4 embryos. On day 4, when you go, you can see all good quality embryos, but you won't be able to differentiate about the it's really difficult to differentiate in quality. So usually, why day 4 transfer are less? Very rarely you find people that, okay, which day you are transferring? I transfer on day 2, some say I transfer on day 3, some will say no, I always transfer blastocyst. But very rarely people will transfer on this day. The reason being, it is difficult to differentiate the good one, the morphologically or by grading wise, difficult to differentiate between good and the medium or the bad ones. And second thing is, ideally, this is not the stage when you vitrify the spare embryos. It is easy to vitrify day 2 embryos, day 3 embryos as well as blastocysts. But as the cell walls or the cells are too compact, it is difficult or the results might not be good even if you are trying the vitrification of the morula. And this is called morula, M-O-R-U-L-A. Next please. So what happens? Day 4 you have seen the compaction. Day 3 8 cell are there, all cell wall breaks on day 4. Again it becomes 1 cell compacted. Now what happens? In that compacted cell, a small cavity develops and the fluid is being secreted from all the surrounding part. So what happens? Slowly the cavity is increasing and the fluid is being secreted from the surrounding cells. And in this process, cell differentiation. So this all bulk cells differentiate into 2 cells. One is becoming inner cell mass, the pluripotent cells, which is going to make the whole baby, and the rest is called trophectoderm, that is going to make the placenta. So this is called cavitating morula. Then this is early blastocyst, this is developing blastocyst. And one thing if you mark, as the fluid is being secreted, the size of that cell increases. So the size of that embryo increases, as well as if you see the zona is thinning slowly, and you can see very rarely you can see zona here. That means the cell is expanding, the fluid is being secreted, the differentiation of the cell happens. Some cells become inner cell mass, some cell becomes trophectoderm, and the zona gets thinning on day 5. Day 5 to day 6, it goes on expanding. That is called, so the differentiation is blastocyst, expanding blastocyst, expanded blastocyst. And once upon a time, at one point of time, when the blastocell cavity is full, the zona gets so thin due to pressure, the zona gives way, the outer layer gives way, and the whole embryo the whole blastocyst try to come out. That is called hatching. So this is called hatching blastocyst. So the whole blastocyst is trying to come out, and slowly if you can see, the zona is there, but the whole thing is going to come out. This usually happens on the day 6 or day 7. Next, and ultimately you can see this is the zona, the original side of the oocyte, and this is the size of the blastocyst. The whole blastocyst has come out. That means it is hatched blastocyst. The blastocyst has hatched out of the zona, and when this, or day 6 late or day 7, when this hatched blastocyst comes in contact with the pinopods of the endometrium, the contact is been established, the blood supply has been established, and that is called the implantation. So when you put up embryo, it develops till blastocyst, it increases in size, it hatches, and when it comes in contact and when it gets attached with the endometrium, then your patient's pregnancy gets positive. Next please. So this is our life of embryology from day 0 to day 7. Usually we are witnessing the whole life till day 5 most of the times, very rarely till day 6. Day 6, day 7 usually happens in vivo, in the uterine cavity. Now let me talk little about culture media. Culture media is a media, is the fluid. The name of the culture media is ideally HTF, that is called human tubal fluid. So in this fluid, we culture the embryo. Why? Because usually whatever the fluid is in the tube, that is called human tubal fluid, that is responsible for the development of the embryo. So from fertilization till day 2, we do culture in that. So it is called fertilization media. Then on day 3 to day 4, it comes in the uterine cavity. And uterine is a cavity where it develops till blastocyst, it hatches. So that media is called blastocyst. So culture media is basically simple, these are the previous definitions, simple, complex, sequential. Simple single step culture media means there is one lot of culture media in which you put the eggs, fertilized egg on day 0, and you can culture in the same media till day 5. That is called single step media. And sequential means you have different media for fertilization. From day 0 to day 1, you have different media, that is called fertilization media. From day 1 till day 3, you have a different media, that is called cleavage media. And from day 3 to day 5, that is a blastocyst media. So, I mean, initially they started with a single step media when IVF was invented. As progress in the science happened, they found that the constituents of the tube are different, so fertilization media is different. The requirement of the cleavage cell embryo is different, so they have developed cleavage media. And the constituents of the blastocyst, the endometrial fluid is different, so they have developed blastocyst media separately. Again, after so many years, I have been practicing since 17 years. I have started working with single step media. Now again the companies, they are trying to push single step media. Why? Because it's a circle we have all evolved. So from single step, sequential, and now again we are going towards single step. Next please. So I'll go briefly about it. Next please. Next please. Okay, so this is important. You should understand what all things that makes the culture media. It is water, ions, carbohydrates, amino acids, vitamins, chelators, antioxidants, antibiotics, protein, growth factors, and buffers. These all have their different role to play. For you guys, it's not important to go in detail, but this is what it makes. Most of the constituents, the main part is water. As we know, our cell is made of 80 to 90% of water. The same way, even the culture media, the part is water. The funny thing is, when I was studying in Australia in 2003, we used to make our own media. And when I came back in 2004 and I started practicing, I was blessed and I was so happy that everything was commercially available. So it is really difficult to make a media. What are all the things which we have to make sure and optimize while doing or making culture media is the pH and the osmolarity. We'll go in about that in a later part. Next please. So water, 99% is water. Embryo development is positively correlated with the water quality. Ions mainly responsible for the osmolarity. Next please. Potassium, sodium chloride, magnesium, calcium. So these are all the ions which are present in the culture media. Next please. Carbohydrates. So I think this is briefly about the culture media, what we have talked about, and I mean, no need to go in detail about it, but surely what is and how it works with the incubator, because ultimately we put the culture media in the incubator and we culture our embryos. So that part we are going to take in a different lecture. And just to summarize, I think it's about carbohydrates. Next please. Amino acids, very important. Essential and non-essential, both type of amino acids are there. One thing I would like to tell you is that these amino acids, when they are present and when it comes with and when they react with the CO2 in the incubator, they tend to produce ammonia, NH3. That is very detrimental to the embryos. That's why the concept of sequential media came. So you should not be culturing the embryos in the same media for 5 days, because then the generation of ammonia is more and it can be detrimental to the growth of the embryo. That's why I am personally still date I am using the sequential culture media. Next please. Next please. Vitamins, the role is very unclear. Chelators, very important. DTA is there because they are there to, they have a specific role to play, just to counteract the all the negative effects of the ions. Next please. Antioxidants, as we know, very important. Next please. Antibiotics, because when we are culturing the embryos, the culture media is full of glucose or lactose, proteins. So it's like an agar media where if the bacteria is there, they grow so fast. So it is very important to have antibiotics. So all the culture media presently available or presently used in all the IVF lab, they are having some sort of antibiotics. Proteins, very important. Human serum albumin was used initially, and it is very important because we'll go in detail later. The important about proteins is it prevents stickiness of the embryos to the pipette. So usually what happens when you are transferring the embryos from one dish to other dish, the embryos, they can stick to the walls of the pipette, but due to these proteins which is present in the culture media, it doesn't attach. Otherwise you cannot transfer. When you try to transfer, you can lose the embryos if it is without protein. Next please. Growth factors, buffers are there. This is again very important. What is the role of buffer? There are two types of buffer available. One is CO2 buffer, that is called bicarbonate buffer, and one is Hippe's buffer. So the media, there are two types of media. One is called handling media and one is called culture media. All the handling media contains Hippe's. Hippe's is maintaining the pH. So whenever you are handling the oocytes or gametes outside the that CO2 environment, the pH of that is being maintained by this Hippe's. And when you are putting the embryos for the culture, that is culture media, you require CO2. That CO2, and when it comes in, when it reacts with the media, it maintains the pH at 7.2 to 7.4. So there are two types of media: handling media and culture media. Handling media, which we are using, the buffer is Hippe's. You don't require CO2 incubator for that. And the another media is culture media, where you actually culture the oocytes or embryos or the zygotes till blastocyst, and for that you always require CO2 incubator. Sometimes you see the color of the media is red, and that is the reason why, because they are having phenol red. Next please. So this is all about how the embryos develop from day 2 4-cell state to blastocyst, how it implants, and little bit about the culture media. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and soon we'll meet again with a new topic, and we'll enjoy it.